Okay, so I'm sitting inside of a 2018 Honda Odyssey. This is the EX model. So this is going to be pewter outside, and then this has the gray interior, so you can get a good feel for what the gray interior looks like in this vehicle. So I'm going to start you over here and just go walk you through some features and benefits. So auto up-down windows, or excuse me, auto windows right here. You do have automatic window locks and your door locks, and then of course up here is your mirror controls left and right, and then the pad. Down here, you'll notice you do have an electronic parking brake. To use it, you put your foot on the brake, you press in to set it. When you press in, you'll see brake come on up there, so you see it down there. And then to release it, you pull away from you. It's a little bit different from my other vehicles. As far as opening the sliding doors, I've got both controls right here. Remember, you want to make sure they're unlocked. And then, of course, I can't actually lock these so that nobody else back there can mess with the buttons. So just know that that's available to you if you got little ones back there pressing buttons. Vehicle Stability Assist works with your traction control. So if you go into a skid, it'll transfer power amongst whichever wheel is getting more traction. So that's what this is. It's always on unless you want to turn it off. You'd have to press it for 3 to 4 seconds to turn it off. So that's what this feature is. My road departure mitigation. So this is if you were going off the side of the road. And I can turn this feature on and off, so you can see when I do that, it lights up, and then it shows you over here too. When I hit it, you'll see it come on and off. So that's what that is. My collision mitigated braking system, same thing. This is always on unless I want to turn it off. Just like this feature here, I'd have to press and hold this for about 3 to 4 seconds to turn it off. And that's just using the radar to detect cars in front of me. And if I don't brake, it'll actually brake the car to help prevent a wreck. So that's what this feature is. Down here, brake hold. So the way brake hold is set up is I have to be wearing my seatbelt for this feature to work, so just keep that in mind. But what it is if I am in drive over here and I come to a complete stop, it will actually hold the brake to where I can let my foot off the brake, and then when I want to go, I can press gas and it'll release the brake and move on down the road for me. So that's what that feature is. It's really a convenience feature. It's good for if you're in stop and go traffic. So jumping onto the steering wheel, my Bluetooth controls are right here. So to answer a call, hang up a call, and then you use voice command. So that's what these 3 buttons are. My home button right here. So this is going to toggle up to this menu right here, and then I can toggle through all my different options. So that way you can see a lot of different options. And to toggle through that, I'm just using the up and down here. So that's what's going on. You can see me doing it over there. As far as my volume controls, they're going to be right here. And then I do have a back button in case I enter the wrong screen and I want to get back out of it. I absolutely can. And then when I want to select something, obviously, enter. Over on the right side, so some of my Honda sensing features, when I initially want to arm them or turn them both on, so this is lane and keep assist and my adaptive cruise control, I'm going to hit main. When I hit main, you're going to see ACC and LKS come on up there, and that stands for exactly what you think it does, adaptive cruise control and lane keep assist. To turn on the lane keep assist, I would press this button right here. You will see those dotted lines come on, so I'm going to turn them on and off so you can see. When they are filled in solid, it means the car is now reading the road. That will be from 45 miles an hour to 90 miles an hour, so just keep that in mind. And it's using a camera that's actually up here in this box, so that's what this is. If you have a toll tag, keep this in mind that you don't want to put it that close to that camera because it will affect the toll tag. So something to keep in mind depending on where you live. Adaptive cruise control, once I get up to the speed I want, I would press set. From there, I can then pick how much space I want it to leave between me and the car it detects in front of me. When I press this, you're going to see it come on. So the most amount of space, less, 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 and so forth, right? So you can understand how that works. Then I can cancel, resume, all that button stuff is right here. This car does have paddle shifters, so you can see them back there, and I would just pull them towards me to use them. I do have auto on-off headlights, so I have the hashtag set to auto right now, and then my fog light controls are right here too, so you can see the hash right there. And then over here is going to be my windshield wiper control, so the whole stock is going to be the front, and then the back is controlled off this portion right here. Moving on to the center stack. Okay, so the touchscreen here, let me walk you through that real quick. So I'm going to go to the home button. From here, if you want to move stuff around, buttons, knobs, things like that, it's really kind of cool. All you got to do is press and hold, and it'll go into that function that allows you to do this, and it'll tell you how to do all this. So it's super cool, super friendly as far as doing that. And if I want to move stuff, I mean, it's that easy. You just saw me do it. Nothing to it. So just keep that in mind. And you can adjust a lot of different things as far as moving stuff up here and all kinds of stuff, or moving stuff away and adding new things. So just keep that in mind. That's how it works. As far as what I just did, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, this car is set up for both, allowing you to plug into the USB and then pull your maps, messages, music up onto the touchscreen. So just keep that in mind. To do so, you would want to plug into the USB with the phone right there. So that's what it is. It's the one to the right there. My settings in the car, so this is where I can get to like door lock settings, all that stuff. If you go to vehicle, if you want windows, door locks, all that stuff. So typically if you buy the car from me, I'll walk you through a sheet that has all this stuff on it. So if you wanted to affect the auto door locks, this is where you could shift to park, or when it hits 10 miles an hour, that's your default setting. As far as getting out of the car right now, it's set up to where when you open your driver's side door, it'll open the remaining doors. And you've got some options you can change that to here also. So I just want you to know about some of this stuff that you can go in and kind of check it out, just because there's some really cool features in here. So just keep that in mind, okay? Jumping back out of this, FM I think is pretty self-explanatory. Bluetooth, to connect up to a car, it's pretty simple. I'll go to settings and kind of show you how to do this. Connections, Bluetooth. And then from there, it'll say connect a new device, and then it'll start the prompt to ask you to turn your phone's Bluetooth on and kind of go down that road. So that's what's going to happen here. So let me jump back out of that screen. Once I've done that, I'll be able to access my Bluetooth controls right here. Or if I am set up through Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, I can access them differently. So just keep in mind, you have two different ways you can do this. My trip computer, I can obviously have that set up over here too if I want. So you can see I have it right there. Or if I want it here, if I'm taking a long trip and I like it just a little bit bigger and displayed, I can do that. So just keep that in mind. SMS function to read text aloud to you, so that's just what that is. The car does come with 90 days of satellite radio, so keep that in mind. USBs, you can plug into the USBs, whether it be a thumb drive, an MP3 player, your phone. So you've got a lot of different options you can go there. As far as storing music, things like that. Social playlist is kind of a cool feature where it allows different people in the car to add different music to the playlist so that you can listen to what everybody wants to hear. Or nobody, depending on how you want to view that. So all apps just gives you a prompt. Oops, didn't mean to do that. As far as some different things that you can look through and you can add up onto the screen that you saw I had earlier from here. So that's what this is. The car does have a volume knob, so I know that's something a lot of people wanted with the touchscreen, be able to reach over and use the volume knob. So you do have it here, and then you have the controls off the steering wheel. It's still a tri-zone climate control, so this hasn't changed from previous generations. I can control front, back, and the left and right separate of each other. So front climate control I can pull up onto the touchscreen just by pressing this button. Then you can see I can check fan speed and where it goes. I don't have to have this up. I mean, I can do my fan speed from right here and affect a lot of what's going on there. It just depends on what you want. Same with rear climate control. I can jump up here and look at it too. Rear climate control, you can also lock it, so keep that in mind in case you got little ones in the back messing with stuff. You can affect that. EX model does have heated seats, so I've got 3 different control settings for that, so just keep that in mind. You do have a snow setting, will affect the ratios at which it changes gear and just kind of affects the general traction of the car to help prevent slippage. So that's what's going on there. Econ button will improve gas mileage of the car. Whenever you turn it on, you will see that green leaf come on up there, so you can see it turn it on and off right there for me. It improves gas mileage, but it does, it's a give and take system, so it's going to shut down some of the electrical systems in the car and affect things like your AC unit won't blow quite as hard and your accelerator won't take off and go quite as fast, so keep that in mind. As far as the buttons, so this is probably one of the few things I see the most people struggle with when they're getting into the new car just because it's foreign to them. To set reverse, I pull back. When I do that, it throws on my backup camera. So backup camera with 3 different views. I've got wide angle, I've got normal, and then straight down. You can see the edge of my back bumper. Dotted line is where my hatch will open up to, and this is about 2.5, 3 feet from your car. So as far as parallel parking. As far as shifting into drive, just press the drive button and you shift into drive. It'll let you know that you're in drive up here till you see the big D. So that's what's going on there. So pretty self-explanatory as far as what's going on up on here. Just a little bit different from what most people are used to. I do have a power outlet down here, and then in the center console you can see I do have another power outlet and 2 USBs. So it's a little bit different setup from previous years. You can see I've got a little bit different finish on it and things like that. You will notice all the tops are going to be black. So black here, black door sill tops, everything like that to prevent glare. And then the interior color will depend on what color car you pick. So you can see I have all 3 rows set up. Of course, the second row is removable and slidable, and then the third row does fold away into the back. So that's the magic seats that you've probably heard about for some generations. If you have any questions about the car, feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help you out. You can reach me at 512-443-4300 and ask for Justin. You can email me at jfuller, that's the letter J, and then fuller at howdyhonda.com, or just respond to this YouTube video, and I'd be more than happy to help you out in any way I can. Thank you much.